Hello and welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. This distillery crisis situation is now heating up in the Pacific Northwest. I think this is exclusive breaking news. I don't believe anybody has reported on this. This was a rumor I had read online, and I went on ahead and called Woodinville Whiskey Company to see if it was true. And it is, in fact, true. Woodinville Whiskey has laid off a pretty good amount of their staff. This is kind of following in line with a lot of other distilleries have reported loss of sales post-COVID. Growth has slowed down. Woodinville couldn't keep up with the staff they had. They couldn't keep up with the kind of sales that they're experiencing. Now, I didn't press for details because I wasn't an interview or anything like that. I was just inquiring their public phone line about what was happening, if in fact they had layoffs, because as far as I knew, it was a rumor. But it is true. Woodinville Whiskey has laid off, sounds like a pretty substantial portion of their employees. So they are experiencing some hardships over there. They're based in Woodinville, Washington, here in the Pacific Northwest. And just a week prior, which I have reported on this channel, WestWard Whiskey, which makes a damn fine single malt, had reported that they were going to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy restructuring. They had released some numbers. Back in 2022, WestWard reopened a renovated tasting room on the Southeast Washington Street. Willamette Week reported at the time the renovation was part of a $1.5 million expansion plan made possible by post-COVID growth. But the growth wouldn't last long. After the pandemic, WestWard lost $9.8 million in 2024, according to its bankruptcy filing. It reported sales of just $4.4 million, down 28% from $6 million a year earlier. That's crazy. Okay, they lost $9.8 million, but that's just in loss in 24 on $4 million in sales. Prior to that, they had a $6 million investment, or $6 million in sales. That must have also have been a loss, right? If the operation cost was similar. So this distillery is losing what, $2 to $4 million a year? That's really, really wild. Though WestWard cut its monthly operational spending to $300,000 from more than $1 million, according to the filing, it struggled to secure outside financing due to limitations in its operating agreement. Those restrictions were recently lifted, WestWard said, and the company is exploring new financial options. WestWard intends to file a reorganization plan within a matter of months, and it said it will allow the company to stay in business and preserve employee jobs. Now that is just what a terribly ran company. Holy shit. That's crazy. 9.8 million in losses on 4.4 million in sales, down from 2023 at 6 million, but still running at losses. They must have been running at losses. That's just crazy. And to think that you're running at those kind of losses and you're building a $1.5 million expansion, that is just crazy. This is madness. This distillery crisis is madness. This is like a gold rush fever or something. This doesn't even make any sense. None of these numbers even make sense. Like, it's one of these situations where, your economy appears to be strong. The U.S. economy appears to be strong, but when you actually dove into the numbers, there's some real structural issues, some real serious structural issues, and fundamentally, it's maybe not as strong as you thought. Like, if this distillery WestWard's running at these kinds of losses, Woodinville, which is an established distillery, is laying people off. Like, how big of deficits are these companies running at? Like, what kind of losses are they running at? Are they all just running at huge losses, like multi-million-dollar a year losses? That is just crazy. And if you watch this channel, this is a website y'all are familiar with. The bankruptcies just keep piling up. Street.com just keeps adding to this article. So McCollum and Sons here in Tacoma, so another Pacific Northwest based company, they sourced very high end whiskeys as a premier Scotch boutique whiskey and cognac bottle shop. So it was a fancy schmancy place with a lot of really rare stuff, like whiskeys for multi thousands of dollars of whiskey, tens of $1,000 whiskeys. Announced that they're going to be liquidating and closing permanently. So the Pacific Northwest is really getting hit hard right now. So this is rough news, and as I said, this is just the beginning. The numbers that are coming out with these distilleries, so poorly ran, such bad businesses, such bad business models. I've predicted 1,000 distilleries plus will be closing. That might be too conservative. I said 1,000 to be conservative. Looking at the numbers now and the way it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2,000. I wouldn't be surprised if we got down to 1,000 or less distilleries after this crisis is all done. There's going to be a point, I'm thinking, here in the next year to year and a half, where you're going to see daily news articles of distilleries closing. You're going to see on the daily distilleries closing, dozens and dozens a month, even maybe hundreds a month. So when it peaks. So stay tuned to the channel, Bourbon Forage Fishing. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this. This is crazy stuff. I hope you enjoy the content. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and take care.